Awesome. Let's get this going a bit. There we go. That should do it. So Chris Bushman back again. Just got done watching Sam's stream, and more or less I wanted to mess around with some of the XP machine a little more. Nothing too specific right now. I might pop in a game shortly, but I wanted to run some installs and such first. So I figured, I'll just stream it and see what happens. So yeah, if anyone wants to join up and watch, that's cool. If not, this is gonna be more of a much more organic sort of stream, I suppose. Just looking at some items here. First of all, I was installing Hearts of Iron 3. It was one of the games I picked up from where is the mouse pad at? Oh, it's somewhere. Well, Micro Center anyway. Micro Center is part of the trip to get parts for the Windows 98 machine you may have seen earlier. I was using for the Baldur's Gate 2 stream. And there's some updates and little housekeeping items have to do with the XP machine anyway, because it was a fresh install from yesterday. So I figured I'd go through that, take care of that, and then, I don't know, I pop in like Tron 2.0 or something that I haven't played in a while that I'm more familiar with. I might just dink around with that for a while. Just kind of, taking it easy. And I figure if anyone wants to see what the stream is all about or has questions about the machine, like I would, if you have questions about this machine or anything, or kind of what's on the inside, I can pull up specs and absolutely I can share a photo of a soldering repair I had to do with the video card even to get this thing going. What? is the what for like what I'm doing, or is the what like for something else? Because this is more of a I was just saying, there's a comment about shutting down the stream early. I was like, it's like 9:50 my time, or your time, whatever. So I was like, it's his birthday for God's sake. Just dinking around, that sort of deal. But yeah, so like for instance, right now I'm running the Windows Auto Update to try to get some of the .NET framework stuff installed. There's a lot of need for that for game compatibility and other Windows operations that really can't run otherwise. For instance, the whole Catalyst dashboard doesn't run without at least .NET Framework 2.5. I know, Dave, so much action today. I know for me, it's just been a while since I've streamed, so I've been hankering it and all that. It's kind of good. We got solid streaming going on, right? But yeah, so, also I guess part of motivations wanted to show off the machine as well, so I gotta show off the XP machine. So, you know what? I'll show you guys some stats since I got some people watching. Why not? And actually, let me see if I can pull this up right. I sent the photo to Sam earlier, but let me see if I can pull it up on Discord or something here. But I kind of want to show part of the story with this XP machine being what I actually had to do to get the thing running. Because even though I had, I'll put up an NFGL channel here. I'll do that. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll put those three up. Why not? Cool. And let's pull them up on the machine here. It's fair, David. Having working internet does help quite a bit. Oh, man. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. So you can check out the pictures on the NFGL general channel, Discord channel. But I'll kind of do something here real quick to sort of show them. Capture. Yeah, we'll do Discord. Just kind of show real quick what we're looking at here. So what I got is, I might really maximize this a little bit. Yeah, I'll do it like that. This will make it a little easier maybe. Those of you who may not be looking at the Discord channel. So what we're looking at here, fair. So in general, what we're looking at here, this is my Windows XP machine, and when I first did some of the build with it, I wasn't getting video out of the video card, which is the Radeon 9800 Pro plugged into the AGP slot of the board I'm using right now. And at first I was getting some really weird video signal, and you'll see probably around, I mean, you can see kind of towards the middle of the picture here. Like, I don't know if I can really do anything to show that, but you'll see there's like a weird looking component in the center of the image, and that I believe is a capacitor or a resistor. I think it's probably a capacitor that actually had shifted off of the card solder pads. And the reason why I was so concerned about this, besides it not working, was I wanted to build the XP machine around this particular video card. This video card had been something that I had. It was the first video card I actually purchased myself. I remember my mom being very angry about the price tag. I think it was like a $250, $300 video card. Like, it was expensive. And it had some advertisements for Half-Life 2 coming out. It came with free Half-Life 2 code and all that stuff. But I had built a Windows XP machine with this card, and so I wanted to bring the card back, and I got it off eBay years ago. This isn't the original card. But when I looked at the back of it, I saw that was messed up. And you'll see a bunch of extra solder on the right-hand side of that. That was me being lazy and wanting to repair the solder joint, though the proper thing would have been use some hot air or something to move the component back onto the pads. I was lazy. I just put more solder on it to connect the component. And eventually we got that, which is a working card, which is why I got video output today. That was it. I went ahead and redid the thermal paste on the heatsink as well, but it all sort of worked out. But that's the video card back there. That was probably the hardest work I had to do on this thing. This is a picture of the workbench I ended up using. This isn't the board. This is a different board I actually ended up trading away. And partly because this was I think this is the Asus board. Yeah. This was an Asus. It's like a 780 socket 784, I think, something like that. It was one of the early Athlon XP sockets, right before the 939 socket. And this was an old board I had. It was receiving power, but it wasn't posting for whatever reason. And so instead of trying to repair this or whatever, I ended up, because I was going to make this the XP board at first. But since it wasn't working, I didn't feel like going through the work and trying to get a motherboard working. That board was from like 1999, 2000. It was old. And I'm like, if I'm working with old parts, I'd rather get most of it working, assuming the video card was working. But then we saw what happened with that. So I went to it's a computer part recycle center called Free Geek, and you can donate parts and they'll recycle and repair them and resell them for like they do it for charity and all other kinds of community work. And they sell parts really cheap, which is where I got the motherboard for the current machine, which is an old Gateway board. So that worked out, and I had a Celeron with the same socket lying around another machine. So like, you know what? I'll forego the AMD socket, go with Intel. This also allows me to expand to the Pentium 4 if I want to. I'll show you some of the stats on that pretty soon. But that was that board. And that was, oh yeah, that is what I got right here, actually. I chopped up an old computer case I had. It was actually an old HP machine that we owned back in the day. David Bushman had that machine for a while, called it the Lemon computer, because he spray painted it yellow and it worked kind of like junk. He ran as a Linux server for a while. Eventually I inherited it. Worked with it for a while back in Mississippi. The board was kind of meh. It was a socket 7 board. And eventually I just drilled out all the bolts, took out the tray. Now I can use it as like a test bench for, like I was doing here, which was seeing what boards work, what boards don't work, test out components, and it's all very accessible, and I still have enough guides to mount cards when I want to and things like that. So that's what that whole workbench is, or that test bench. So that's the purpose of that. And that's just another picture of the actual test bench once I drilled out the holes. You'll see a little bit of electrical tape on there. There was actually a bolted-in little pin that was meant for the proprietary board that went in there. So I just drilled that out, and I wanted to cover up that end to make sure there wasn't any kind of stray pieces of metal lying about underneath. You'll also notice that the actual board itself doesn't need any kind of standoffs because it has pre-drilled holes that fit towards the holes on most motherboards. So I haven't really seen any yet that would interfere with any of the solder points on the board, so nothing's shorting out. So it works out pretty good. But anyway, those are those images real quick. Thought I'd just show those. But back to the XP machine itself. So what's going on with this thing? Obviously we have a Radeon 9800 Pro in here. It's got 256 megabyte of video RAM. Let's see here. And I was able to get Catalyst installed, so I have a lot of options for anti-aliasing, all that good stuff. Let's get to the other system specs real quick. Also, you notice it's widescreen. It's got, again, using the more modern Catalyst drivers, you have a lot of flexibility with resolution and refresh rate and all that. So unlike the 98 machine where I'm kind of stuck at a 4:3 aspect ratio, this thing expands to whatever, so it's like a super wide resolution. So as you can see, I'm running an Intel chip. It's a Celeron processor at 2.8 gigahertz. And I got 2 gigs of, I think it's DDR RAM I have in here, I believe. Yeah, I think it's DDR RAM that's running. I can actually double check that real quick. Let me go to, actually, the better way of doing this to show what's underneath the hood. Now, I might post some pictures later when I feel like opening up the case again. You'll notice that, oh yeah. So when I formatted the drives, it switched the drive letters on me. So my primary is on drive D and my secondary is on drive C. I haven't had too many issues with that so far, but I'm hoping nothing defaults to C drive and then have like my applications spun off between 2 different drives. There are 2 different hard drives in here. I guess I could do that real quick. We got a 38 gig secondary drive and a 112 primary drive. So lots of space, lots of space. Oh, where did I put CPUZ at? Did I put in program files? There we go. Also, because it's XP, I can run a more modern version. Oh, is the font size kind of small? That's a good point. Yeah, let me see if I can adjust that real quick here. There should be a personalized tab or something. Appearance. See your font size. Please wait. Oh, I'm waiting. Better believe it. Back to single core chips, yo. They take some time. Come on. But yeah, that's fair. Extra large fonts? I guess it's not really adjusting the, let's see if I can do... Well, what's going to be the best way of doing this? Let me see if I can increase the resolution real quick. Yeah, let me do it real quick. Give me one moment. Alright, we'll see how that does. I should be outputting at 1080p now, I think. Should be. So far, health is good. I mean, I'm still at sort of a low bit rate. I think the bit rate should be fine. End up increasing the canvas size too at that point. Sweet. Alright. So, and that should be 60 frames, 1080p. My CPU is rocking on that stream. Cool. So anyway, CPU-Z. So obviously it's a Celeron chip. It's a 478M PGA socket. It's a very common socket you saw for a lot of the office machines at the time. Thus makes a lot of the boards highly available and cheap. Hence why I got this board for 10 bucks. Downside of that being there's a lot of OEM boards. I'm getting frame drops. It's not on my side. I mean, it might be just with the stream right now. Let me double check. Stream health. Okay. Do I even... Oh, I may not even have... Let's bring that live dashboard back up, shall we? Oh, let's see what the dashboard's looking like. It's not receiving enough video. You want more video? Is that what you're saying? I can give you more video. I'll give you all the video you can handle. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I get any drops from that. But, I mean, I'm saying about 5,000 kilobits a second. Oh, I gotta switch it back to... shucks. Here we go. Okay, well anyway, we'll see how that helps. It might be a kind of a rough stream for a bit. Anyway, so I mean, you can see the stats of the processor here. And for a single core cheap processor, here it is. It's not too bad. Oh yeah, man, that's a lot of stutter. Dang. The bad part is it doesn't even show drop frames on my end, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, so... the main board itself, again, like I was saying, because this is this kind of common office socket, you end up having a situation where you have a lot of OEM boards, like what this one is. It's very hard to identify them, especially for device drivers. You have a lot of common titles. So like this model number goes with a lot of different OEM boards that have different sound devices, things like that. It's not a very specific number. So you end up, like, for instance, for me, I end up having to go to the actual device's ID number listed in the actual device manager and Googling around for a while to find the audio driver to get the audio working on this machine. But besides that, that's what we got there. Then we go to memory. Again, 2 gigs DDR memory. Nothing too crazy. Slots. They actually, so I believe the board does support dual channel. So 4 slots, dual channel. I think this board might max out at 4 gigs. I have to double check that though. Again, it's very hard to tell just because of the OEM board. And even then, XP doesn't do too well after about 3.25 gigs. So 3 gigs is usually what I sit at for XP unless I'm doing like a RAM disk configuration. Graphics, there's our Radeon 9800 Pro. I've got DVI and VGA output. I'm using VGA right now. That's why we got a secondary monitor there. We can benchmark this bad boy, but it's not really a whole lot to benchmark about. And that's kind of the system, really. CPU-Z, man. That's what we're rocking right now. And again, we're using an integrated integrated sound driver or sound device here. Really, the only dedicated card I have is the video card itself, just to get this thing pumped up. And I'm looking in the future to probably do a Pentium 4 chip to you know, get more horsepower out of this system eventually, but it's not necessary right now. Right now, all I really need is, you know, something to get me by right now. Yeah, that bit rate's kind of hurting. Let me see if I can lower that a little bit. A little bit of an inconsistent bit rate. Let's see if that helps. Keep it around 4,000. But yeah, so besides that, what I'm doing tonight, I'm running the rest of my drivers, which looks like they're installing. Yes, sir, it is. 478 socket. I mean, there are other Pentium 4 sockets out there, but that's what I'm rolling with right now. That's what Jess's board had, and that's a very common socket, and I have a lot of flexibility. I don't know if there's any dual-core chips out there for this. I have to look into that, but there are some Pentium 4 hyper-threaded chips that should work on this board. So if I want to go with a really strong single socket or a single core processor, that is available. I don't know. I think there are a number of games that take advantage of that. But that's, I think the bigger question will be dedicated graphics. What do you have underneath the hood for that? Also, another advantage of this board, it's got SATA and IDE buses. So that way, right now my hard drives are through IDE just because that's what I had. But I bought a brand new SATA CD-ROM drive or DVD-ROM drive. The other one was sort of on the fritz. So that allows me some flexibility to get newer I/O devices. And then also the AGP slot is at 8x, so I'm able to take full advantage of that with the Radeon 9800 Pro. So it's a very competent board if I'm not looking to do any kind of overclocking or anything. You know, if I'm just going out of the box, features available, the board more than handles what I want to throw at it. But really quick, let's try and install an East India Company. This is another game I picked up from Micro Center. What fab? Oh, front side bus. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Mostly because I don't know. At this point, I would probably have to experiment with the board to see what would actually be. Because again, there's not any clear documentation what front side what frequencies this thing will support. I mean, we know right now what this chip is running, but I mean, besides that, I don't know. I would have to play with it. I do have a number of chips available to me where I can just play, experiment, and see what works, what doesn't work. Part of me was also thinking about if I can find any, because this is a gateway board, or gateways in the company. If I can find a number of gateway machines that use this board, I might be able to get a better idea of what chips will be, might work on it. But in terms of flexibility in that sense, I have no idea. And that's a big question. That's another challenge I have. At least I'm not good at answering right now with these OEM boards. Spell my name there. Oh my gosh. Or at least my email. Does B not work? Oh my god, does B not work on this? what? Capital B. Oh, there we go. It just was. I'm using a wireless keyboard and mouse setup right now, so apparently I wasn't picking it up all the time. Oh, let's see here. So I can do this real quick. Boop. Gotta put in that product key. I can't be advertising that product key everywhere now, can I? That'd be just unethical of me. Dang gummit. And again, the keyboard mouse setup I'm using is an old Windows Wireless 2000 set. Oh, thanks, David. I'm glad. Thank you for the internet. I appreciate that. This is Cox, by the way. That's what this is. Make sure this takes. Hey, it looks like the 1080p is running smoother now. That's good. Though, again, it might be taking a little bit to get to the next step of installation because I do have submitting. We'll say what? Okay. Apparently there was an activation error with this. Let me show you that real quick. Okay, so full disclosure, this is a Games for Windows game, East India Company, which also means we might have really old DRM to deal with the XP era. A lot of times this DRM is a lot of low-level DRM installed on your machine. It might be a web service, or it might be on the CD itself. For instance, Alice dealt with this, American McGee's Alice, when I installed it on here. It's very temperamental with the disks that you install with. Sometimes you may have to use a burnt disk, which in my case, disk 2 is a burnt disk. The copy I got did not come with disk 2. Even though you install a legitimate disk, it will not read it properly. You know, I'm just glad Jess doesn't say that. So I'm happy at least she's satisfied with my Cox compared to your Cox. Anyway, so what I have to do with Alice, for example, is while I can install it, it will not actually run unless it finds a legitimate CD. Even though I use a legitimate disk 1, it doesn't read it properly for whatever reason. So I had to use a no CD crack to get it running. This East India Company provided me this lovely log file when trying to submit an activation request, and it failed on the HTTP send request. Apparently, it was trying to reach a service that it couldn't for whatever reason. So I might get prompted to reactivate this on startup. So this might be a leftover from Games for Windows. We'll see. I paid $10 for this too, so we're gonna find out. I'm an expert. Let's expert install this. See, expert. Oh, but dang. I mean, at least I can install it, I guess. That's part of it too. I guess I kind of find some enjoyment in running some of these installs on these machines, figuring out what challenges there are. Like with the DOS machines, a lot of it is sound configuration. Once you get I/O set up, that's pretty simple enough. But getting your sound device read properly by the game, either using a blaster variable or some sort of hard-coded IRQ and everything, is a bit of a pain. So, you know, it provides its own unique challenges. It makes it very hard to just drop in a bunch of DOS games all at once unless I really knew what I was doing. And I just haven't done it enough to remember, oh, this game needs this game needs that. That's actually something I'm doing with the 98 machine right now, is getting that set up for DOS. With here, as long as you have a decent dedicated graphics card, XP isn't too bad to play with, except for DRM. That and sometimes legacy keyboard drivers, like Doom 3 has some weird issues if you go beyond XP with different keyboards. I guess that's depending on how the Microsoft keyboard drivers were being ran in the OS. I did some light reading on it, nothing too crazy, but on the whole, like if you go to Windows 7 with Doom 3, you're probably not going to get any keyboard input. You have to do some other rigmarole to get that going. So XP is an ideal situation for that. I do have Doom 3 on here. It does run not very well, but it can run. I assume, again, if I get a better CPU, I can probably have more luck with it, especially if it's a multi-core CPU. I'll have to look into that. Make Windows great again. Thank you, David. That's what we're doing here. It's all about making Windows great again. Luckily, their Windows Update is still up and running for XP, so I can get all these framework updates done. These take forever all the time, but they're so necessary. There's so much compatibility with various versions of .NET Framework for support, or like software support. I should say support software, like for video and audio applications. Some game services use .NET Framework. I might have a $10 Pentium 4 heading my way. Oh, goody. Should I ask what the specs on that Pentium 4 are? Is this going to be like a mind-blowing Pentium 4? Yeah, because I was going to wait on that. I was going to check out the free geek for that later on. But I guess you're sending me a Pentium 4. All right, man. We'll do the upgrade. Oh, yeah, one thing, too. The Radeon 9800, that's a beefy card going in there. So even in my standard ATX case, or I think it's a mid ATX case, but it's like a little bit shorter for that. I had to put all the memory in and close up the memory tabs before the card would go in, because it just goes right behind those tabs. So if I want to change out my memory, for example, or even put more sticks in, I have to take out the video card and then to actually open up the tabs to put in more memory. It's nuts. Anyway, we're installing East India Company. I might put in Allied Assault as well, so I was hankering to play that for a while. And the Windows 98 machine is just under spec for it. I do have some better stuff coming in for that later on. Yeah, so I kind of figured. I knew AMD was quicker to the punch with that and for the 64-bit chips. That was kind of a trade-off I went with, was having ease of access for this socket. But I'm hoping there's enough XP games that don't really need multi-core. And at that point, really what I'm kind of aiming for is, can I get games that are going to have really poor compatibility in Windows 7? Because if that's the case, I can hit those on the XP machine. I'm hoping anything else that uses anything crazier for hardware, I can throw in my actual Windows 7 machine and then just run it and have no problem. Because that's Windows 7 machine's what's got VR on it and all the streaming software and everything. You know, it's nah. It's good to know though my internet is bad enough. Let's see here. Oh, dang. Okay. That was like a serious CPU. All right, we can deal with that. We'll see if it works. Maybe I'll stream like an install of it. That way I can show you guys the inside of the machine too. I think that'd be really cool to show you my cable management for my power supply in there. It is a brand new power supply. That's a 500 watt power supply. But it has, let's see, is it paying for an Extreme Edition for your socket, but I couldn't find it on eBay. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I saw a Phil's Computer Lab video about the Extreme Editions. I think a big part of those were that you could overclock the heck out of them. I might need, if I was ever to do that, I'd honestly need a better board. I need a board that's not an OEM board, that I'd have a better BIOS set up to mess around with that. Unless there's like hacked BIOS out there for this board. It's possible. But if it's enough to run these XP games, that's more than enough for me. Like even with the Windows 98 machine, I'm contemplating keeping that pretty low spec for the processor, get a pretty decent 2D video card in it, and then run like a Voodoo SLI setup on it. That way I can try some of that stuff out. That's true too. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if this wouldn't support it anyway. But again, with the kind of the scope of games I'm looking at right now, most games should run under this hardware just fine. Doom 3 is probably the only, but I mean, that also could be a video card issue too. I don't know. The Pentium 4 will definitely, if that Pentium 4 works, that'll be a good test to see what kind of improvements we get with Doom 3. It'd probably be good to run some diagnostic on it too, to sort of see what the bottleneck is. It might help to also put another gig of memory in, just for the heck of it. It is DDR memory, so it's not super fast either. You know, it's kind of a crapshoot a little bit. It's building a cheaper retro PC. You are making concessions. You're not looking to run every piece of software on the machine. You're kind of taking a segment of time to run on it. With the 98 machine, I can support as low as 350 megahertz on the Pentium 2, up to about 800. Yeah, I think 800 megahertz Pentium 3 chips. So I got some flexibility there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and restart. Actually, we shouldn't because we're currently installing updates. Maybe I won't restart. Whoops. Whoops. I forgot about Windows Update, yo. My bad. I'm gonna let it go. And maybe it will not stop everything. And I can just let it install. There's my Steam account going. Thank you. I try. For you guys. For you guys. Oh yeah. We be restarting. Everything's closing up shop. I mean, worst case, I'll have to re-download those 3 updates. I was through most of the updates anyway. I don't know what Steam's doing though. What you doing, Steam? Okay, so yeah, I'll just reinstall those updates. That's fine. Let's go ahead and we'll do a turn off so I can install these updates real quick. But yeah. I should be through most of the updates already for this machine, which is a good thing. I contemplated 64XP if I went with the 939 socket, because then I can go with some of the Athlon 64 chips. Man, you want to talk about a crapshoot for drivers? That'd be a friggin' nightmare. That'd be a nightmare. Okay, Steam, we gotta close you down, buddy. You are... There you go. But yeah, that'd be... I mean, I built the machine once. I mean, you saw me have that machine built. I did that. We had an XP 64-bit system rolling. But yeah, nothing runs on it. You're right. There's some resource issues with it too. You really couldn't take advantage of it, any of the improvements in memory allocation with it either. It was a good experiment for when Vista came out with 64-bit compatibility. That's really what it comes down to. Let's see here, what else do we run on this thing? I wonder if Battlefield Vietnam would run on it. It probably does. I got Battlefield 1942 on here already too. Vietnam was on 3 discs. Is that right? Okay. Well, at least I have 3 discs for it, so it better be on 3 discs. Maybe I should contact my internet company to see what I can do about this jittering issue. Make some demands. I guess even though the frames are dropping, is the audio still clear and such? Is it just like the visuals all choppy? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. What we got? I have just a whole box of games I'm running through right now. Getting things installed. Updates. See? Like I said, XP installs and updates. That's what we do. That is what we're doing. What else do I got? I mean, I can dip into some of the big box stuff too, I guess, if I want to. That, or like if once the background updates are done, I might try put Half-Life 2 on here too to see how it runs, since that's sort of the, in theory, when I got the video card, it's supposed to be sort of benchmarked towards that game, among other games too, but you know, that's sort of a big one. I got not Crysis 2, Far Cry 2. I think I might have Far Cry 1 on Steam also. So we have some shooters we can throw on here to test, see how this thing does. Probably later on, maybe find a version of 3D Mark or something like that. Benchmark some of these systems and compare them. Let's see here. I can show you some sweet graphics card box art. We can do that. So you might remember from the Baldur's Gate 2 stream, I mentioned like the stats I had up for the 98 system, and what if it was an SIS card that had 8 megs of video memory. A very low-end card. I mean, low-end even for the system I have. This is a low-end card. But it was brand new, and it came with a box. This is the box it came with. Look how awesome that is. That box is freaking tight. And you can see, it's a 3D graphic card. Not graphics, graphic. So it has one graphic, this graphic. Ain't it great? And on the back is even better. I mean, it's so basic looking in this box. I mean, things such as it's suitable for AGP 2X, 4X, 8X. It's a 2X card. I mean, you're not saturating anything on that. Compliant with PCI specs for revision 1.2.1 and 2.2. It only supports up to DirectX 8. There's no OpenGL drivers for this card, so you get no OpenGL support on this card. Let's see here. There is some DVD decoding or hardware on here. Oh, no, sorry, that's for the NVIDIA card. This is all. Yeah, this is a generic box for some ATI, NVIDIA, and SIS cards. But this will be a very similar chipset you would see with a lot integrated in a lot of motherboards, actually. So that's how low end this box, this card is. This is a dedicated graphics card for something you'd see as onboard video for low-end systems. And I found a dedicated card for that, so I'm like, that's going in this machine. We're making this low spec. And it still runs. I think it runs Baldur's Gate 2. It doesn't support 32-bit color, but it runs it. So, hey. What else we got? For the case I got for the 98 machine, which whenever we show that off, I can show you the case, but I mean, it came with a manual, so I got a manual for my case. That's pretty cool. Haven't been. This is actually the first time I bought a new case since. It might be since the actual 939 build, because I got a case from my brother when I transferred that to. It was like the. I don't know if you remember, Sam, was the plexiglass side with the fans on the bottom. It was like a yellow case. I ended up going to Leroy. But that was from my brother originally. Before that, I had purchased a case, which is the case I think this computer is housed in right now. My Windows 7 machine. I mean, my newest, biggest system. And I'll power you back on. But yeah, biggest system, still using that case. See, look, gateway. There you go. Don't get a lot of post information really though, because the splash screen still goes up and it goes to a quick boot screen. But yeah. Anywho, so yeah, this is the first time I bought a case in that long amount of time, and it's for this 98 machine. The XP machine sitting in Jessica's old compact case, because it was actually I took some of her parts for this. That's where the Celeron came from. The Celeron chip came from. I tried upgrading that machine previously, but I had to do some modifications on the board, and that just jacked up the board. And that board didn't even have AGP, it just had PCI slots, so it wasn't a very good board to work with for gaming either. But it had new memory in it, new power supply I put in there. CPU is still the same, obviously. Graphics card's the same, or is new. Hard drives are the same that were in there before. New CD-ROM or new DVD-ROM drive. Floppy drive is still the same, so this does have a floppy drive for any of the games I might want to put in there, like Power, for example. I could actually, we can install Power. Let's install Power. Let's do that. We're gonna install Power on here. Let's do that. That actually, Power doesn't run on 98, but it will run on XP. It was actually a Win95 application. Alright, so Power, this was a gift from Sam from Thrift Store a while ago. And it's a strategy game. It's a turn-based strategy game on the board, on board game. But what was sort of unique about it is I had a VHS helper, or like a tutorial tape thing to teach you how to play the game. You watch a VHS tape, and had a floppy version of the game. Unfortunately, because of the solution I'm using for my wireless connection, I didn't feel like stringing over an Ethernet cable, so I just had like a wireless end USB dongle I'm using. The actual dongle software is managing the network, though it attempts to connect to the network before that software comes up, so I have to actually repair the connection on reboot or disconnect and reconnect the USB dongle to then reset the network device. Software will pick it up then, manage the network connection, everything's hunky-dory. I might switch that to have Windows manage it so I don't have this problem anymore, but that's just a thing. It's a thing. Whatever. There are worse things in life. See, look, now we have internet connectivity. Hip hip hooray. And retry connection. We're going to go ahead and run that install. In the meantime, let's run that floppy. Oh yeah, floppy noise, let's go. What's really cool about XP is the crazy compatibility with old Windows applications. Sometimes the old Win 95 and 98 applications run better in XP than they do in their native OSs because of OS resource changes that they saw from various editions of the OSs. And XP just picks it all up, man. But yeah, we'll go ahead and run and install Power. I also told Sam once I installed it, I'd get him a copy of it, so I might take care of that while I'm here, just so he can have it. That was the deal we made years ago, was I would install this, and if I installed it, got him a copy, I get the board game. Here we are. So we're going to take care of that. that way too. Then I can play power. I want the Radeon 9800. It's made to run power. That's why I got it. It wasn't for Half-Life 2. It's for Windows 95 games, yo. Need that RAM. Need that video RAM for it. Oh yeah, that reminds me too. So when I first got the Radeon 9800 Pro and I was building a machine, we went over to Dave's apartment. He lived in Bowling Green, Ohio at the time. And we had actually gone over there to help. He was helping me build the machine. Yes, I agree, Sam. And we would go over to Dave's for like LAN parties and things like that. So it's kind of like the central hub for computer PC related things. So we go over there. He helps me install the machine, get the machine put together and all of that. The very first game I put on it is Hexen. I remember him saying, "So you bought all these parts to run Hexen?" I'm like, yeah, because Hexen's so good. Hexen is really good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, not exactly taxing on the machine I was building at the time. So, Later on, we put some more serious games on there. Well, yeah, so there's that. I might need to find some launchers for Hexen, Hexen 2, and Quake, and Doom, just so I have a better experience with those on this machine. I've tried running those numerous times on 98 with mixed success. Typically, it's because of graphics compatibility. Let's say OpenGL launchers, things like that. I'd probably have a lot better luck with this machine, unfortunately. But again, that is the nature of Windows XP. We're not going to restart right now. We'll restart in a little bit. After power. It's like besides DOS applications and some choice Windows 98 apps, most of these, if it's not a CPU timed or CPU clock speed timed game, you know what I mean, then XP usually handles it just fine. But if it's something to where like I have a number of games that look for specific graphics APIs and their frame rates based on CPU clock speed. Yeah, Team 47, all of their stuff. That's not even just Go Man, but it's all of their stuff. All 3 of their games. It's a nightmare to run anything somewhat new compared to the game. I should say somewhat old. You need really old, very specific hardware for those titles. And Go Man's probably by far the best title they've had come out. Their fighting games are not very good. They have a lot of hard-coded settings in their game, including sound, which is a pain. I got that working on my on my 98 laptops, which I still have to slow down the clock speed somehow to get it to run somewhat competently. But Team 47 Go Man also runs on those laptops. I mean, we got it going. I could probably get like a Rage card or something, put it in the Windows 98 machine. That'd probably handle it a lot better. And that's kind of an advantage of having 98 also. The 98 machine, the way it is, I can pick up some cheap, older GPU cards and deal with some of that compatibility. Well, I almost said Mech Assault. Not quite. Mech Warrior is kind of in that boat as well. Earth Siege definitely is, because even the installer breaks when it has unexpected memory allocation settings. I think I knew how to fix it before, but I forget how to now, so I have to research that. Freaking DOS, man. Freaking DOS. There's power. How about run my application? Dang, background image error. That's what always popped up before. I think I have to run compatibility mode on that. I think I know what to do about this. I think it's compatibility mode and colors. So I think I have to go to 256 color, 95 compatibility. It might be disable visual themes too. Let me double check. Okay. There we go. Oh. It's not responding right now. There we go. Oh, Quake Wars? Nice. So yeah, this is Power. Runs Windows XP, dude. I'm telling you, that's where it's at. But we're not going to go into that right now because that is, as you can see, it's a whole strategy game. It's going to take some time. And yes, we'll do a proper review of that. I'll have to learn the... What I want to do is I want to do a review of the board game simultaneously with the digital version of it. And kind of just cover all the bases with it. Because it's a really cool game. But it's super Risk and Access and Allies style sort of strategy. It's all about territory, occupation, and having strength of troops within different territories. There are some upgrade systems in it, like you can get missiles you can launch from your base eventually to clear out certain territories. There's a little bit to it. But there, Power runs. Now you know how to install Power, run Power on XP. That's simple. And on that lovely note, we'll even go this route. Power win. Truer words have never been said. Let's see here, we're going to go to actually... press zip. Power win zip. What you complain about floppy drive? You're not even running anymore. Or technically you're running, but just whatever. We'll restart now. But yeah, Sam, that zip file there, you'll be receiving that. That'll be you. Oh, now you want to run Steam. That's cool. Yeah, Steam boots up really late in this machine too for some reason. I don't know yet. But yeah, that'll be your copy of Power. As the rubber band breaks. Cool. Yeah, I said quit. What, Steam? What is it? Bro, I'm trying to restart now. We still have some sort of Steam process running. You got Steam Helper running, and that process. Goodbye. Steam Helper. Goodbye. Jeez. Let me restart my computer in peace. Oh, what the foe? Steam. There, stay in offline mode. How about that? Does that help? You good? Solid? Getting jealous that I'm not using you or something? What's going on? What's going on, Steam? What you telling me now? Yeah, it's gonna keep on just doing that. What if I leave it open? Okay. What if I just turn it off? I say whatever. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Steam. Man, you ain't... Steam, you ain't playing nice, yo. What's up? No, I don't know what you did with the Rage Cage. I was hoping you'd use that to build a machine out of or something. Bro, seriously. Like, I'm quitting Steam. I don't know why it's running. Like, Steam didn't come up before. Yeah? Steam Helper or Steam Helper again. There's Steam.exe. Yeah, and you. There we go. That will work. Now I should be able to restart just fine. There we go. Yeah, Steam, you're acting weird. No, we never played through it, David. Yeah, that was one where there's a number of board games I haven't pulled out. Partly, a lot of it's because of time investment. I would say Power is one of those. Crimson Skies is another one. I've at least talked about Crimson Skies before, but man, that just takes time to learn for a group. I wasn't confident in the group that we had that we'd all want to sit down and learn it. Again, Power is a much easier game to learn than Crimson Skies, because Crimson Skies, you have to actually build a character and all that stuff, much like a D&D game. Power, it's more of like aesthetically, it's not super attractive like, say, Catan is, or Betrayal at House on the Hill, or Ticket to Ride. Like, I know you got Ticket to Ride, you know all about that. Like, those games, I find them to be a much easier sell for a group, and the themes and aesthetics are appealing enough where people just kind of want to jump in on them. Power, and not so much. And I think part of that too is also my lack of experience playing the game. I just haven't played it very much, be honest. Probably if I played it more, I'd have a better idea of how to sell it. But that's kind of where that's at right now. So eventually I'll do it. You can always come down to, let's see here. Yeah, like it has all the goodies. It is a random odd duck. It looks like it's a really competently done strategy game, though. Like, that's what intimidates me a little bit with it. It's just like, it's a really well done strategy game. It's just, you know, when you're in the mood for a competitive strategy game, that's the kind of game it is. It's not. It seems like it's just above casual, right? Like, I would say Carcassonne, Catan, and all those are pretty casual to jump into. The mechanics of the games themselves aren't super complicated. Everything's very tactile in terms of resources and things like that. But with Power, you got like units you're building, you're deploying the units, you're trying to build up for like missiles and things to shoot. There's a little more to it. That sounds really cool. It's just trying to get a group of people to sell in on it. I don't know if I can get Jess into it or not. I could try. Maybe it's just a lack of trying. Yeah, it wasn't super hardcore. I mean, we had a really solid board game group. Yeah, it was a particular type of board games we'd play. You know, it was more casual party games, some light strategic games. Those worked really well. When we start getting to Power, Crimson Skies, any of the Cthulhu games. I know we tried a couple and just took forever to set up, and it didn't really do very well. I know you brought some really cool dungeon games in that seemed to do pretty well. It's a hard gauge, and I did make some executive decisions to leave out some games for choices. Power was one of them. But I'd be totally down with trying to get Power going again. I think it'd be pretty dang cool. Yeah, I'll use Windows eventually here. I'm just a little lazy right now. Honestly, that's probably what's messing up the Steam stuff too. Waiting for the stupid D-Link stuff to roll up. Anyway, East India Company is up and running. Let's see how it runs. Let's see what this is all about. Heck, we installed it, right? You thought you bought a couple of PC. What PC games did you buy, Sam? Let's see how East India runs. This actually should be a challenging game for this machine to run. That B, dude, just... What's up? Come on, B. Okay, got Alice. Okay. What's up, B? Like, it's always B. B doesn't want to run. Oh, boy. Yeah, freaking YouTube chat. Okay, come on. Dude, what's up, B? What's going on? Dude, come on. Keyboard, what's up? B. Thank you. I don't know why that is. Sometimes, like, B just does not want to go on this keyboard sometimes. Alright, product serial key. I'm going to may have to quiet the window down here for a bit. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. Yeah, I've actually heard really good things about Sonic All-Stars Racing. The transformed version and other offerings of it. B. Oh my gosh, B. Thank you. I think those are zeros, not O's. I'm hoping. I have to, why am I having to hold down B for that? What's up with that, dude? I really like this keyboard, except for apparently the letter B just doesn't work well for whatever reason. There's a problem with activating the game. What's up with that, dude? Come on. Oh, well, I guess part of it is the internet's not up. Okay. Let's... crap. Repair. Avencast Rise of the Mage. That sounds really familiar. What is that on? Avencast Rise of the Mage. That sounds super duper familiar. Avencast Rise of the Mage. What the crap is that? That sounds so familiar. Well, we have internet now, so it should activate. And again, I'm just blacking out the screen because of the activation code on here. Once I'm confidently past that part of it, I can bring it back up. It's a 3D hack and slash. Is that on the PC or what's that on? Holy cow, this is taking. There's a problem with activating East India Company. Well, now we're gonna have to look it up. Wow. What's wrong with activating this game? Games for Windows, you're killing me, Smalls. Come on, this is a Paradox game. Paradox published game too. Okay, what's it say? Activation problems. That sounds like what I got. Yes, PC. Remember when I said I bought PC games? Oh, that's right. I guess All-Star Racing Transformed is on the PC, isn't it? So it looks like for East India Trading Company, I'll have to contact Stardock about it. Let me throw up Steam real quick. Why are you missing a shortcut for Steam? What are you talking about? Pete's sake, guys. Guys, you're killing me here. Yeah, list, I guess. Apparently Steam is in a different spot. Let's see what Nitro Games says about this. Wow, really? Dang. It might have to do that. I think I'm in the forum right now you're talking about, Sam. Are you serious? Really, guys? Come on. I'm gonna have to freaking go to... Really? Wow. Wow. Okay, I guess. Steam's not launching at all, though. What's up with that? What's up, Steam? You were up when I installed you. Alright, I think it's safe to at least bring it back up. Well, that'll be a future project, I guess. Yeah, this is from Nitro Games. I'll have to contact them tomorrow about that then. Dang. Ugh. Activation flow busted. Super-de duper. Yeah, I'll show them all the materials, man. Be like, here's the game, yo. What's up? Huh. Well, that's that, I guess. Okay. Oh, what else we got? I already installed Rise of Nations, so that's in. Is it bad when it's easier to activate your OS compared to a game? Like, is that a bad thing? That sounds like a bad thing to me. Like, I don't know about you guys. That's just... Man. Freaking gotta get a manual install... A manual download to install the game. Or at least activate or something. That's so busted, dude. Whatever. Man, I bought this car. The key they gave me, it won't turn the car over. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Just give us your address. We'll come on over and we'll put a whole new ignition in it with a built-in key. It'll just run. All right, man. I guess we're doing that now. All right. Dang. I will be cold-blooded about that. Cause dang, that is so silly. You don't even know how silly that is. Whatevs. Alright. That's cool, bro. We'll deal with that. What else we got? There's Chronicles of Riddick. I don't think I'll run on this though. I think it's too high end for this system. At least the the enhanced version I have. Well, actually, let's see. Let's check out the system requirements on that, just to double check. I think this is going to be too high end though for this machine. Yeah, Core 2 Duo. Yeah, right there. The video card might be able to handle it, but CPU, no. No, sir. Oh yeah, Arx Fatalis is on here. Let me show you what happens. Spoiler alert, it doesn't run. A D-draw object is a non-zero reference count, meaning it was not properly cleaned up. This program will now exit. I mean, maybe there's a direct draw thing I can do to reset that, and then maybe Arx Fatalis will run. But you want to talk about a game that has historical issues with running Arx Fatalis. I got that running on my Windows 7 tablet, I think. Yeah. Let's see what they say. Let's see if there's a awesome solution out there. Does mean I have to get... Do I have to get an unofficial patch? That might have been how I got running before, to be honest. Yeah, unofficial patches. That's how you get Arx Fatalis running on this. Dang. Dang, son. That's... Alright. Alright, man. That's what we're doing today. Okay. Cool. Cool beans, man. What else? Gotta love it sometimes. Let's see here. SimCity 4 might run. We can give that a try. It's the right year. It's a good year. I'm trying to remember where I put Tron 2.0. That's in here somewhere too. There it is. There she is. Ah, Tron 2.0, what's up? Dude, Tron. Okay. Tron 2.0 might run on that 98 machine with the Pentium 3 chip I got for it. I have a Pentium 3, an 800 megahertz Pentium 3 chip for it. But alright, let's see here. Okay. See here. Things will be program files. Steam apps. Common. Talus. Graph. Oh, right. Hang on. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, don't send. See if that completely nuked my install or not. Seems to be running. Yep. There you go. Just gotta put an unofficial patch in there. Then it'll run. Then it'll run. Good sound. Yeah, we got sound. Cool opening, but let's see, options, video settings. That's all we got for the video settings? What the fuck? That's a little screwed up. Okay. The heck, dude. There we go. That's what I was looking for. VSync. I mean, it's a lot of good graphics options, apparently. Cool. Anyway, RxP tell us now it works, so goody goody. Yeah, it is odd, but still, they support 1080. That's so RxP Talos now works. Cool. Now we're gonna install Tron 2.0. Classic Rolls-Royce game. Yo. Because 2003 was a good year. I've also noticed I am dropping a lot fewer frames when VGA is disabled. Which again, I'm not like dropping frames on my computer itself. It's just on YouTube, which is rather odd. All these sound effects should bring like all those warm fuzzy memories. It does for me, at least. We played a little bit of this game. A little bit. I remember beating this at a Nate LAN party. Uh-oh. Yeah, so here, it'll be a good experiment. So now, I believe it should be running smoother on YouTube end now. I'm going to observe up here real quick on the screen as I'm putting in the serial. Yeah, see? It's like my image isn't dropping frames. So what's up with that? Same canvas. Didn't pick up why? Why no why? What's up? So you want to do lowercase y but not uppercase y. Dude, keyboard, you're so weird. What's up with you? It's like you're an old keyboard I got from Dave years ago or something. Because it is a keyboard I got from Dave years ago. Oh yeah, that's not right either. Shit. Come on, dude. Oh, Pete's sake. Yeah, I might. I mean, I got one here. I just liked having the wireless because I was having some cord length issues. But like, truth be told, this receiver is not far away from my keyboard either. It really isn't. Here, I'll set right even almost line of sight. Like it's, and I got USB keyboards I can use too. I got options. I've had this wireless one out. It's worked good for other things, but apparently for things that involve the letter B and the letter Y, I can't say yes and I can't have bold, I guess. So, whatever. We get it done, though. We get it done. But SimCity 4 should run. Because SimCity 4 had Windows 7 issues. Particularly with the DRM on that, it would not read the CD-ROM drive on newer OSs. Hence, like, I remember, Sam, you know all about my interacting with, interacting with Origin on that. And here I can bring the source back up. See, look at that. We all remember that. I might be able to get widescreen resolution on Tron 2.0 also. I believe they have some mods for that. If it doesn't natively support it. So 1080p gaming, yo! That's what's up. Also note all the frame skipping in YouTube now that VGA source is up. That'll be another thing to look up. Dang gummit. See, this is the Tron we wanted to have for Tron Legacy. This right here. That's what I wanted to have. But we didn't get it. No, sir. We got some cool Daft Punk stuff. Maybe. Though, that being said, well, I'm at about 85% utilization, it looks like. suppose so. I mean, CPU's not bottlenecked out yet. So I wonder here. I mean, I haven't. Let me try this real quick. See if that's any better for the 1080p footage. Yeah, it looks like 30 frames will be the way to go right now. 1080p 60 frames. We'll see how that does with 30 frames a second. It isn't quite up to snuff yet with my... I think it's got to be the internet connection because my box is handling it. Everything I'm seeing, my box can handle that resolution, that frame rate. But YouTube just... whatever. I could try Twitch too to see if that makes a difference. Man. Go get 'em, boys. Read that CD. Another option I had for this machine as well, I do have a 1 terabyte SSHD drive. Whip that out real quick. Now this was the drive I was originally going to use in the PS4 that I was going to get from Sam originally. It would require an adapter, of course, to run the hard drive on there. But this is a solid-state hybrid drive by Seagate. This guy here. And I think it was it's 2 terabyte capacity. Yeah, so it's a 2 terabyte SSHD desktop drive. And what I was going to do was, once that PS4 came in, get the adapter for it, run it on there, and I think it has about 8 gigs of solid-state capacity, so the hard drive just automatically allocates the most used files onto the solid-state part of the hard drive. Everything else stays on the platter, which would be great for performance for the PS4, for a lot of the system files. As well as downloaded games, if I was frequently using downloaded games. Because that'd really be the main draw, is if I have a downloaded game, it's not working off the disc. See how restart does with everything up and going. You gonna restart for me, XP? Gonna close everything out proper? I might need to switch. I do need to switch that wireless device over to Windows managing it though, because it's holding up restarts. It's holding up Steam properly starting up. I mean, that's one thing I've noticed is Steam will not start up. Hey, Jess. Look at all the monitors. It's amazing.
It's something.
It is something. What up?
Can you say hello?
Hi. Sam and I think Andy's on at least. David might be on too. Huddleston.
Hey guys.
So now I gotta shut this thing down because it's not restarting. Ooh. This is your box, man. Your box reborn. from the ashes, Sam says hi. You can say that on the camera if you want.
That's alright.
Alright. Understandable. Alright, get up, move to the box, press the button, turn it back on.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. Girl, you don't even know.
Oh, I completed officially all of Chocobo's memory retrievals as of tonight.
So you went through Chocobo's memories and Chroma's? Wow. Is there anything left? Oh, I guess, first of all, how hard was Chroma?
You basically had to get through like the first few levels of the dungeons as quickly as possible without losing any SP or HP. And then get to the 3 Chroma Shadows.
Yeah.
And you basically needed long range spells. So I went in as the Dark Knight. And basically like took it out when one teleported close enough to me. I used one to sap health from one of the shades.
Oh, nice.
So that basically gave me a unofficial cast raise.
Yeah, yeah.
Had to do that like with 2 of them.
Oh, wow. I'm
so
sure
I finally defeated those.
I'm sure it got a lot easier once one went down, though.
Chocobo's memories, 100 levels.
Oh, God. That's a
100
lot of floors, yo.
Yeah.
Dang.
That one's been like all week.
You've been working on that all week?
I think so.
Dang. So now you're done with the game. Like, you've beat the game.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an idea. So this is Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon on the Wii. You put in like, have you put in 200 hours in that? No, it's at least 150.
Probably 200 to 300 for the other versions I did.
Oh, the other saves? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Jess has put like 300 hours into this game.
It's a good
And
game.
this is a dungeon delve game. I hear you. But I mean, she beat all the secret dungeons, all the endgame stuff, all the storyline stuff. All of her classes are leveled up to max. I mean, you're at level 90 at least.
I got to 90, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If not, if it goes higher.
So, she beat the game. The game is done. NFGL complete on her. She completed the game. She can. Let's see. And why isn't Jess in the NFGL? I don't know.
I haven't been invited.
Yeah, you're more than invited, man. Shoot. More than I've been doing. Dude, yeah, she just... So that was her game for a while. I would say she Leroyed the game. I think it's fair to say she Leroyed the game.
Well, I mean, the storyline sucked, but the gameplay was great.
Yeah. So I think you'll like Shiren or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Because that's another mystery dungeon type game with a party of 3 now. It's a Watson pup.
Then you go wake up your sister.
Yeah, we'll get you signed up in NFGL if you want, man. I mean, it's no save run through an RPG. Do we really want to revisit your run through that RPG? Sam, Jess heard you in the other room when I was streaming that. That was getting pretty... It wasn't in cabin, but it was pretty intense. See what I did there? Instead of cabins, tents. Come on, guys. Come on. That's comedy gold. But I mean, it's true. You did run through that in a day. That was a superhuman effort there. But you were paying the iron price. That's why you took a break. Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I know. I think you've had to take some breaks from Chocobo every now and then with some hard parts.
Yeah. And I also had a helpful forced break with James moving in.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
That did probably help too.
Yeah.
I didn't get burned out.
That's true. But I mean, we ended up looking up. There's like secret codes you enter for the dungeons and such. So I ended up just Googling them because they're actually on Square's website, and so that's the only way to get these codes. So I looked them up and entered them in. They got they got the dancer class, the
3 hero ticket challenges?
Yeah, so 6 secret dungeons you got total. Because you had the ticket challenges.
And then the 3 like special dungeons.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's all of that.
It's a good game, but yeah. It would be better if the storyline wasn't geared to 10-year-old girls, but you know.
Yeah, that is.
But the graphics and gameplay are really enjoyable.
Yeah, they are.
So.
I mean, it's a very appealing game, no doubt. I played it a little bit, and then I stopped, and you took it from there.
Your save's still there.
It is. It is. I appreciate it.
I accidentally opened it one day. I was like, crap, no! Save, exit.
You're
Save,
like,
exit.
Why is it so far behind? What a oh, this is Chris's. That's why.
Oh no! I fat fingered the button trying to scoot over to my save.
I got you.
And I actually opened yours. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't want to blemish his experience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'll return to the game because I've seen most of the content with you playing it. And that's been pretty satisfying.
I don't want to deprive you of the experience yourself, though.
Yeah, it's like I don't have enough games to play, you know?
I know.
I mean, I might return to it, but... I mean, narratively, there's not really a whole lot to really look at narratively. The gameplay is pretty cool. There's a lot of games like that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the one, the PS2 also, you know?
Yeah.
But...
Alright, well, guys, have a good night. I'm gonna go retreat to the bedroom to read for a bit.
Alright. Sounds good. So there you go, man. Jessica Bushman, tackling Chocobo Dungeon like a boss. Why is that lower? Well, yo, why are you lowercase now? I'm halfway through putting in the CD key, and then it starts going to lowercase. What's up with this, yo? What the heck? Yo, what's up? What's up with this? I think I was getting interference. Dude, I think it's honestly, I'm getting interference. So this receiver is a very short range receiver. I have it like right in front of the keyboard right now, and it's working wonderfully. But apparently a little bit distance away, and it's no good. Huh. Yeah, I mean all the buttons are, well, except for B. B still being a butthead. Y is being a little bit of a butthead too, but that's okay. So yeah, I need to get a better wireless setup. I think that's a lot of it. I got wired keyboards. I can plug them in. That just takes time. I have to dig those out. I'll suffer through the keyboard and mouse longer because, yeah. But SimCity 4 will run on this. Absolutely. I need some drama with these computers. That's what it is. I need this keyboard mouse drama. Beep bop beep bop bop bop. Yay, we're putting games on here. Man, I was gonna be like, let's try East India Company. I was all ready to try that one out. What makes East India Company really interesting, it's got like a high level strategy portion to it, but there's a lot of naval battle stuff you do like on ships too. So there's a little bit going on with it. And you have diplomacy things going on. It's a mix of a real-time strategy game and single ship combat. It sounds really cool. You gotta go green and purple plug, yo. No USB. I have them. That's what I've been using on the 98 machine for the most part. Except for, Well, I wasn't for Baldur's Gate because I need a little more cord length. Yeah, you got him. You got it right. Well, let me show you what I've been using. Let me show you. So, my best ball mouse I've been using is actually this guy here. It's an old Memorex ball mouse. Yeah, PS2 ending and all that. And this was like a brand new mouse I got. That was from like 96 or something like that. So I mean, it's pristine, brand new, works really nicely. The only problem is the cord length itself is a little short for where its tower is right now. So what I want to do is I have a KVM switch. I'd probably use that between both machines. That way I can just extend the cords out a little bit farther and have all the slack I need for them. The XP machine and the 98 machine are right next to each other, so that would work. The only other issue with this is that this is a 2-button mouse, so it'd have no scroll, which makes some FPSs a little bit more challenging. But it's a really good feeling mouse. It works really well. So, I don't know. I do have some USB mice as well. I have one, actually I do have an optical PS2 mouse that probably worked really nicely with this setup. It's got a wheel on it. I have it packed with my laptop right now. It works really nicely. It does. I have a Logitech one that just works like junk, but yeah, I do have a PS2 optical mouse that works really good. It's in my laptop case. And the reason why I have all these PS2 optical mice, minus the Memorex there, is I was trying to find an optical mouse that would work on the Dreamcast. And I had no success with that whatsoever. That was a fail every time. But I got to see what kind of optical PS2 mice were out there. So, hey, we got that experience down. Alright. Yeah, trackball's fair. I have a USB trackball of my Alienware laptop. That was the thrift store find one. I like it quite a bit. I could use that. I still have to get a decent keyboard. I got some. I have another, it's a PS2 compact keyboard that I got from Chad Burris a long time ago. That's in the closet somewhere. I can probably pull that out. And I got USB keyboards all over the place. So yeah, we have options. We got stuff. Just a matter of me getting it out and using it. I really need a good KVM setup because I have my, well, I have the tower here, the Windows 7 tower. I have my G4 Mac, my Windows XP machine, and my Windows 98 machine. So I have 4 towers here. If I had a good KVM setup, that'd be pretty sweet. At the very least for just the keyboard and mice. Let's see here. Okay, that's fair. The Netlink keyboard. I can see that. Yeah, I've tried the Dreamcast keyboard on a couple things, but I just don't like the feel of it. Granted, I'm using crappy wireless keyboard here from Microsoft right now, but I think the Dreamcast keyboard needs a little more clicky to it to be very satisfying. I've also gotten very accustomed to my my Razer mechanical keyboard on my desktop. That is really nice. Oh, there are ideal setups. But all in all, getting a KVM setup for this. All these towers have USB, so I could run a USB keyboard and mouse through all of them. And that might work pretty nicely. I don't know if the mechanical keyboard and I don't know if my current Windows 7 keyboard and mouse will work on all three of these systems. If it does, I mean that might be it. Just get a USB switch and roll with that. That might work pretty good. And then I can control the stream stuff while doing the PC stuff at the same time. Yeah, maybe. That might be the way to go. And they got like the nice equipment on all of it. Hey Watson. Hey buddy. It's a Watson pup. Roar. Watson. Yeah, it's true, it is. Hi. 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 So that would be a limitation. Roar, roar, roar. It's a Watson pup. Look. Roar. Oh. Roar. What we got? Watson. Watson, buddy. You got a big cartoony cursor. I know. It's a keyboard, buddy. That's the intro. SimCity 4 works. Cool. See? Got the native system. Everything works fine. Fine and dandy. Now what kind of resolutions can we get on this thing? Graphic options. That's better. Alright, well, anyway. Oh, how do we quit? This exit? Yeah. Using all that symbology, symbolism to show what to exit out of. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna let you down, so I'm gonna get up, okay? Okay? Say bye, Watson. Watson pup. He's my Watson pup. He's my buddy. Okay, SimCity 4 goes. Tron 2.0 goes. I guess next is Allied Assault, because that's currently not running super well on the 98 machine. So XP machine's a good candidate. It'll run it just fine. And then some. Actually, in the meantime, what do we got here? Yeah, 'cause I think... Well, there's Far Cry and Far Cry 2. I got them both here. So that'd be a good test. I think a lot of the source engine stuff will be too taxing on this. Oh, nice Sim Farm. Yeah. It is a good game. Actually, what's Prison Architect? Will Prison Architect work on this? What's the system requirements on this? Let's check out the store page while I'm browsing out. Did I already install this? I didn't think I did. No, I did not. And I'm from 79, sure. Yep, newer version. Nope, I don't want that. We'll get the CD key in shortly. Let me... I know it's in my Steam library, but I want to see system requirements. Don't they have system requirements in this? I thought they did. About game, here we go. Core 2 Duo, 2.4 gigahertz higher, 3 gigahertz higher. Yeah, not so much. Dang. Okay, that's fine. Thought I'd check it out anyway. Just in case, you know. Never know. Oh, gotta highlight that first before I can type it in. Lots of Sim Farm and Sega Master System. That was the dream. That is that backwards gaming for you? Is that what it's all about? That's there we go. We're back at it. Okay, go and create the directory. Complete and install that bad boy. This will be the Calpe Valid Assault that Kyle O'Brien borrowed. And when I got it back, the case was all jacked up. It'll also be where we had the E-Machines monitor that also ended up getting jacked up. I mean, the screen got scratched up quite a bit. It still functioned, and the CDs still work on the install, but like you see the case, it's pretty. I don't know if you can see the cracked upness on this, but there's a lot of. I don't know if it'll come out in the picture or not. I kind of see a little bit some of the indentations, but there's some serious cracks in this, like right along here and right along here and here, some cracks. The CDs themselves sit pretty loose because the center part of this was all broken, so you can see. Yeah. Yeah, so like the case got pretty messed up, but that is history. That's what gives this thing character, right? Case has seen some things. What else we got? I mean, I might as well check out. Ah, no, come on, camera. Let's go to the library. So what does Far Cry require? Store page, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, this will be able to run Far Cry 1 just fine. Yeah, we got the memory, we got the graphics. Yeah. Far Cry 1 in the bag. Got it. Far Cry 2. As much as I don't really like Far Cry 2, the game was incredibly boring and dull and uninteresting and terrible. That game sucks. Far Cry 2 freaking sucks. That game is boring, nothing happens. Just a terrible game. It's got great production value too, that's the bad part. Great production value, obviously a lot of work went into it, and the gameplay is just boring, it sucks. So freaking hard. you're constrained to a small map in the beginning where you can't do much. When you actually expand out, you still can't do a whole lot. There's a faction system that has very little development. The missions are pretty vanilla and boring. It just sucks. God, game sucks. Can I run it? I should be able to at least run it. Is there a lot of love out there for Far Cry 2? Is that what's going on? I mean, come on, man. That game sucks. That game is it's so boring. Ugh. I wanted to be good. I wanted to enjoy it when I got it. And dude, I'm all about pick up a game that gets crap and like being like, see, it's actually really good. Y'all were wrong and dumb. I was smart. Nope, that game just sucks. Straight up. I have friends who like it. That's great that they like it. Good for them. Yeah, I mean, I would say if it's cheap, try it out, see what you think. Obviously, there are a lot of people who do like it. I'm not one of them. I can talk about grapes with it, but I mean, yeah. You can ask Sam. He's got... Oh, I have DLC on this too? Oh, dang. Gratuitous Space Battles, you're going on. Welcome to the team, Gratuitous Space Battles. I didn't realize I had DLC for you and everything. Okay. Welcome to the team. Advantage for having network access with the system. Steam and updates. May have bought the DLC as part of a Humble Bundle thing or Steam sale or something. I mean, I bought it back in 2010. So there's that. I have 10 friends who play this. So I have friends that have this. I see all the DLCs installed. Everything's good. I'm not gonna register Medal of Honor right now, but we're gonna fire it up. I think I'm gonna for real play some Medal of Honor. I don't know what kind of resolutions I can get with it though. Probably not widescreen, but we can see what we can do. Yeah, I don't think it would even run on the 98 machine. Well, a lot of it's the graphics card sucks in it. It's the SIS card. There's very poor support for a lot of stuff on that. 2002. Before there was before there was come on, you know it, Call of Duty. Yeah, Medal of Honor. From the streets.
You have been assigned to a mission few would qualify for. A mission few would survive.
So yeah, at least we can extend that a little more for the stream. Got advanced. Shadows full. Windows, shadows complex. Train max, model detail highest. Sirs, not just high. Max. Oh, excuse me, I said max. Thank you. Curve detail high. Yeah, we'll do some subtitles, that might be helpful. Stag decals. Oh yeah. Turn all the effects on, baby. Let's go. Oh yeah. Let's make some room here. We need some room for mouse and keyboard stuff. New game. Basic training, sir. Let's go. Allied Assault. It's been a while since I played this game. No.
When you complete an objective, it's checked off on this list. Your current objective is highlighted in yellow. Now, notice that the arrow on your compass is pointing at one of the towers. The arrow points to your current objective. As you near your objective, the ball bearings on the compass will move closer together. Approach the tower indicated by the arrow. Good. Now press your objectives key again. You have a new objective. Now complete it. Press the jump and forward keys to jump up. Press the duck key and then move forward to pass under the barbed wire.
We'd be moving through some barbed wire, yo.
Press the duck key again to stand up. Look up and press the forward key and you'll climb the ladder. Press the use key to grab a ladder from above or below.
Can't go back there.
Look down and press the forward key and you will descend the ladder.
Okay. Descended. Ladder descended.
Approach the explosives and press the use key to pick them up. Notice that an image of the explosives has appeared in the upper right corner of your view.
Yes.
This shows you the items in your inventory. The other image represents the radio through which we are communicating. A red transparent image of the explosives has appeared on the tank. Press the use key while near the image to plant explosives on that tank. Items you need to use or destroy to complete your mission will also pulse red. Move away from the tank to avoid being injured. Press the use key to open doors. Some doors might be locked. The sound will clue you in. You will automatically pick up first aid supplies when your health level is below 100%. Same for ammunition and weapons, but remember that each weapon has a maximum amount of ammo you can carry. Some items are too far away to be automatically picked up. Press the use key to grab these items. Select the Colt 45 pistol by pressing the pistol key.
I did.
To neutralize an enemy without drawing his attention, press the secondary attack key to activate the pistol whip. Press the primary attack key to fire any of your weapons. Remain stationary and fire short bursts to increase your accuracy. Try a couple of shots on that target with your 45.
Thompson.
Switch to the Thompson submachine gun by pressing the SMG key. You may reload any of your weapons at any time by pressing the reload key.
Do I have any iron sights in this?
Always reload your weapons before going into combat. Shoot that target 20 times with the Thompson. Switch to the Springfield 03 sniper rifle by pressing the rifle key. Press the secondary attack key to toggle the sniper scope on and off. Aim through the scope at the farthest target. Hit the red dot 3 times.
They are very forgiving with aiming. There's not a lot of drift. If any. I don't think there's any drift actually.
Select the fragmentation hand grenades by pressing the grenade key. A grenade's primary attack is a long throw. Use the secondary attack for shorter toss-up. The longer you hold down the secondary attack key, the farther you'll throw. Use bank shots with the grenades to clear rooms where the enemy may be hiding. Throw a grenade into each of the concrete boxes.
Grenades are just too much dang fun.
Approach the MG-42 stationary machine gun and press the use key to take command of the weapon. When you're ready, press the use key on the red door at the end of the range to exit.
Oh, America's Army? Yeah. There is that. Hey, I got a copy of that game from a recruiter at Eastwood. If I can find it here real quick. Yeah. America's Army! Special Forces. Created and developed by the U.S. Army. Yes, sir. They still use it.
Lieutenant Powell, I'm Colonel Hargrove from the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS. Our branch specializes in covert operations, usually deep behind enemy lines. Espionage, sabotage, infiltration. That's the business we're in, Lieutenant. As you know, Germany's famed Africa Corps has captured key locations along the southern coast of the Mediterranean and is now digging in. Our response, in coordination with our British allies, is an invasion of North Africa. The attack is codenamed Operation Torch. This is it, Lieutenant. Our first large-scale offensive of the war. While everything you hear in this room is classified top secret, what I'm about to tell you is extremely sensitive and only known by a select few. The Germans have positioned artillery batteries along the coast, several of which overlook our intended landing zone. A British SAS operative has penetrated enemy lines at the town of Arzou on the Algerian coast. His mission was to sabotage these batteries, then give the all-clear signal to start the invasion. Yesterday, however, all contact with that agent was lost. The enemy's artillery positions remain intact, and the SAS officer's capture could compromise the entire operation. You and a small squad of your fellow Rangers will infiltrate Arzou under cover of darkness. Your goal is to destroy the coastal batteries and rescue the captured agent. You'll receive specific details of the mission once you're in the field. The SAS operative is Major Jack Grillo, a man I've known for years. He would never allow himself to give up what he knows to the Germans, so please find him before he's forced into taking drastic measures. No doubt about it, this is a critical mission, Lieutenant. Your team has trained hard, and I have every confidence you'll get the job done. Good luck.
Let's go. Time to get down to business. All that business. Let's go.
Okay, squad, listen up. This is a rescue mission, so watch your fire. Don't give your position away. Advance and cover and check your corner. Everyone keep quiet. This is gonna work. Was haben Sie geladen? He's taking too long. He's buying it. Ihr Ausweis ist ungut.
Zeigen Sie mir bitte Ihre Papiere. Danke sehr.
Zeigen Sie sofort Ihren Führerschein. He's not taking it, Captain. Truck moving! Let's go! Move up there! Move in! Get moving! Come on, go! Go!
Yeah, I'm trying. There we go. Oh, hey. Is that my guy? Oh yeah, that's my guy. Dang. We're in the village now, man. I only have an ult fire on the ground.
Check the door. What was that? I think I heard something. Ambush!
Whoa, hey. Bad throw by grenade. Dang, that's a lot. Ah, Pete's sake. Oh, back here. see how this goes. Shouldn't do a wall, man. Oh. Grenades being tossed everywhere. Jeez. Yo.
Over there.
You got it, boys. Good job.
Check the door.
Ambush.
What was that? I think I heard something.
There, calm that down. Calm that down. Ah, dang. On the stairs, got it. Ah. Dang.
Oh! Man that machine gun!
Oh, you already been killed in action now. That's not good.
Got you covered. Move!
Well, we lost you guys.
I'll cover you.
Great. God bless America. I really wish I had a machine gun, not the Grand. Whatever, I guess. We'll make do with whatever guns we get. Alright. Made it through that part. Find rescue SAS agent. Dang, hey, chill. Just gonna talk, guys. What you wanna talk? No? No talk? Alright. I'm actually trying to bring this up a little bit. It's a little dark. Let's try that. Might be a little too bright. We'll see. I'll keep some of the illusion of night. Yeah, I guess it's a little better. Oh, someone's firing at me. Who? Well, dang, you all got calmed down with that. Oh, that's full house. Dance all day, dance all day. Dance all day. Grenades and rifle rounds. What's that machine gun? Oh, thank goodness. So I got a little more oomph with and a little more control with. Yeah, control and machine gun, same thing, right?
Thanks. They would have killed me for certain. Stick close to me when you turn.
Okay. Rescue mission, yo.
Let's get going, Lieutenant.
Where's he firing from? Try to get him?
The documents and explosives I had were confiscated. We've got to recover them, or this mission is lost. They're probably in the Commandant's office.
Let's go to his office, pay him a visit.
Over there!
Shoot him. I'm getting some weird jail bar effect on my footage, it looks like. Interesting. Should we go this direction? Oh. In here. Got it. Shh.
Shooting the spotlights will get their attention. It's best to just avoid them.
I'll do some explosives for that later.
Stick close, Lieutenant, and I'll show you how to avoid detection.
Oh, great. Does that let me heal up? We're going in here? Alright. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, chill. Trying to.
Found the documents. Now let's get the explosives.
Alright. Are they upstairs? Okay, over here. Okay, they're upstairs. I have to go get them real quick.
Sounds like we've got more allied prisoners. they are. Let's go.
So like ammo and things we want to. Yo. No, no ammo. None of that. Alright.
There they are.
More of this. Alright.
We'll have to blow that gate and set a charge. Over there.
Ah, dang it. Ow, 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 where you at? Oh, chill out, bro. Don't blow up the guns. Ow.
The Africa Corps motor pool is up there. Use the rest of the explosives and sabotage as much as you can. In the meantime, I'll get some transportation for us. Good luck, Lieutenant. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Second part of the mission complete. God bless America. Alright, quit out here. Alright. Well, I think I'll end the stream here. We did some installing of XP stuff, kind of covered some of the Windows XP machine specifics that I got right now, and play a little bit of Allied Assault. It's been a minute. Runs great, but there's a lot of horsepower behind this to run Allied Assault. So, yep, this will be something fun to play around with, and maybe I'll install some Steam stuff in the meantime. Anyway, thanks for joining me this late night for just some quick dinking around, guys. Maybe I'll do more of it just when I do it at night. We'll see. Anyway, take it easy. Have a good night. See you next time. So on and so forth. Woo.